Welcome to the 5-Minute Nerd episode 47, where we dive into another nerd culture favorite. Today we're digging into Marvel's day-walking vampire hunter Blade straight from the pages of Marvel Comics. We'll explore Blade's origins, powers, and some of his biggest battles against the undead, all in just 5 minutes. Blade, known as the Daywalker, has become one of Marvel's most iconic anti-heroes. His real name? Eric Brooks. First introduced in Tomb of Dracula number 10 back in 1973, Blade was created by writer Marv Wolfman and artist Gene Colan. They wanted a character to take on Marvel's vampires, and thus, Blade was born. A half-vampire with the power to walk in daylight and a mission to destroy every vampire he could find. Blade's origin is as tragic as it is badass. He was born in London in the 1920s to a woman named Tara Brooks. Sadly, Tara was attacked by a vampire named Deacon Frost while giving birth, who bit her and left her to die. As a result, Eric was born with some of the abilities of a vampire, but without their weaknesses. He gained heightened senses, superhuman strength, and, crucially, immunity to sunlight, which earned him the nickname Daywalker. From a young age, Eric took on the name Blade and vowed to hunt down Frost and any vampire he could find. Blade's story is a perfect blend of martial arts, horror, and street-level heroics. While he started as a secondary character in Tomb of Dracula, his popularity quickly grew. He joined forces with Quincy Harker's vampire hunting team, which set the stage for his deep involvement in the vampire underworld. These early stories established Blade's gritty personality, unmatched skills with knives and swords, and no-nonsense attitude toward anything that stands between him and his goal. What makes Blade so unique is his hybrid nature. As a Dhampir, he's immune to vampire bites, has superhuman speed and strength, and heals much faster than a regular human. But he's not invincible. Blade relies on his training and arsenal to survive, carrying stakes, silver weapons, and even UV lights to fight off vampires. His weapons? They're not just for show. Blade's preferred method is close combat, using everything from knives to his signature sword to stake his enemies through the heart. One of the most famous arcs in Blade's comic history is the Nightstalkers storyline. In this series, Blade teams up with two other supernatural hunters, Hannibal King and Frank Drake, to take on vampires and other supernatural threats. Hannibal King in particular is an interesting ally. He's a vampire himself, but one who refuses to drink human blood. This alliance showed another side of Blade, one where he worked alongside a creature he'd normally destroy, showing his capacity to make tough decisions for the greater good. Another huge moment for Blade came with Blade Vampire Hunter in the 1990s, which gave him his own solo series for the first time. The 90s were all about gritty, dark anti-heroes, and Blade fit right in. This series gave fans a more in-depth look at Blade's struggles, both internal and external, as he continued his relentless quest against the undead. This run was also where we started to see Blade's personality shift to the brooding, no-nonsense hunter that we associate with him today. Throughout the years, Blade has faced off against some of the Marvel Universe's most powerful vampires, including Dracula himself. Yes, the Dracula, the Lord of the Vampires. In Tomb of Dracula and several other arcs, Blade goes toe-to-toe with Dracula, showing just how fearless he is, even when facing the most dangerous of foes. This rivalry with Dracula cemented Blade's reputation as the ultimate vampire hunter in Marvel Comics. Blade's role in the Marvel Universe isn't limited to vampires either. He's joined teams like MI13, where he helped defend Britain from supernatural threats, and he's even teamed up with the Avengers to take on larger threats. Blade's dynamic with the other Marvel heroes is unique. He's a lone wolf by nature, but he respects other heroes who are willing to get their hands dirty when necessary. In recent years, Blade's story has evolved to show him as a mentor as well. In Strike Force, he takes on the role of a team leader for the first time, working with characters like Angela, Spider-Woman, and Wiccan to take down mystical enemies. This new role for Blade expands his character, showing him as someone who can inspire and lead others despite his dark and gritty past. So, where does Blade stand in Marvel Comics today? With the upcoming return of his solo series and his introduction into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Blade's popularity is set to reach new heights. Fans of Marvel's supernatural side have plenty to look forward to, as Blade continues to evolve as a character while staying true to his vampire hunting roots. Blade is a true comic book legend, blending horror, action, and supernatural thrills in a way few heroes can. From his tragic origins to his relentless mission, Blade shows us that some heroes operate best in the shadows. Until next time, when we'll dive into another nerd culture favorite, keep nerding out. If there are parts of the nerd universe that you'd like for us to cover here at 5 Minute Nerd, leave us a note in the comments. To keep getting nerd culture broken down in 5 minutes, don't forget to like and subscribe,